My name is Zhidan Zhao. Maybe it's a little bit hard to pronounce it. Hope I can give a good closure for today's section. Today my topic is occupant-centered building energy performance analysis in a residential house. This is the outline. I will first give some information about the introduction and the motivation of this study, and then we will go through the methodology, result, and finally conclusion. First is the introduction. With the rising concern over the non-renewable source consumption and the negative climate and the environment impact by the energy consumption. So a lot of researchers in the study focus more on improve energy consumption and find more approaches for sustainable energy applications. And in all of these energy consumers, building sectors account for about 40% of energy consumption and 30% of the greenhouse gas emissions in US. And in Europe, the energy consumption is similar, also around 40%, and the GHG emissions is around 35%, which is similar to the numbers in China and India. In this way, building sector has a high potential for energy efficiency improvement. So on the other hand, occupants factors have significant influence on building energy performance and also about their own indoor comfort. For these factors, normally we consider two ways. First is their preferences about their indoor comfort. The other one is some energy-related behaviors. So now, to overcome for the energy consumption situation we are facing, there is a need for all the researchers that we need to find an approach to improve the building energy efficiency while still maintaining the occupant's comfort level. So currently there is still a research gap between the relationships among the occupants factors, building energy performances, and the building indoor environment. There are already a lot of previous studies gave enough information for how to correlate these factors, but still depends on the dynamic of occupants or humans' behaviors. There are still gaps between how to quantify this occupants factors' impact on the building energy performance. So for this purpose, we conducted this study. The whole study is for a big project including both commercial and residential building, but for today's study, we will focus on a residential house. This residential house is located in Doha, Qatar, as a hot tropical climate zone. We are trying to evaluate the building energy performance in respect to the occupants' indoor comfort and their energy-related behaviors. Finally, we will use data mining, or you can say the machine learning algorithms, to quantify the impact of the building occupants factors on the building energy performance. For today's presentation, I will only present a portion of the results because our study is still undergoing and not finished yet. So for this research, we conducted an experiment in a 3-bedroom flat apartment. We monitored the power consumption for the total power consumption, HVAC system consumption, lighting consumption, and the plug load consumption. And we also monitored the indoor environment parameters, for example, like the temperature, the humidities, things like that. And for the human side, we assign a questionnaire survey to the occupants. So we will collect their feedback regarding their perception of the indoor comfort and reported reactive energy-related actions, and also including some occupants parameter like the clothes they are wearing and things like that. This is the diagram of the experiment building. there are 3 bedrooms. For each bedroom, 3 bedrooms, 1 big living area. For the living area, there are 2 AC units to serve the cooling for this living room. And in 3 bedrooms, each bedroom has its own AC unit, and there is also 1 AC unit in the kitchen. We monitor the temperature and relative humidity in these 5 zones, and we also monitor the CO2 levels in the living area and the master bedroom. These 2 areas are the most used area in this house. We also monitor the CO2 level in the living area. Okay, since there are 2 ACs serving the living area, this will divided this whole house to be 5 zones. This is the zone name and their size. This table summarizes all the electronic applicants in this house. We can see the biggest part is the 6 AC unit in the house, and after that we have the water heater tank for 2 restrooms, and we also have the cooker and the washer also consumes a lot of power in this house. Okay. Before we conduct our experiment, we did a system commissioning for about a week. For this commissioning, we want to make sure the AC units are powerful enough to reach some discomfort level, so our occupants can do some reactions, so we can capture their perception about the indoor comfort and their reactions. So when we begin the experiment, we will adjust the room temperature set point for all the 6 ACs to be 18 at 7 a.m. and 26 at 12 p.m. each weekday. And during the weekend, we give the occupants some rest, so we don't do anything, just let them to naturally control the whole house. And for the occupants, we ask them to fill a survey on daily basis. During the day, whenever they feel very uncomfortable or they did some action to improve their comfortable level. So the data we are using for this study is from late September to late October of this year, so it's about a month. And all these are still going on in the residential house for our later research. This is the preliminary result we have now. This is for the power usage breakdown of this house in the 1 month period. We can see the total energy, AC energy, lighting power, and plug load power. Of course, in Qatar, these hot places, we can see 80% of energy are going to the air conditioning, which is a quite different profile from what we already kind of familiar, like in the US and in Europe. Normally the AC, not only AC, the heating and the cooling system consume about 40% of the energy consumption, and the lighting consumes about another 40%. But in our house in Doha, we can see lighting only consumes about 3% of the energy consumption, and most of the power are consumed by our air conditioning. So to get more clear understanding of the power usage profile, we picked 2 days to see how things is going on in this house. One is in a weekday. We picked October 10th, and the other one is on weekend. So for the weekday, like we can see here, still the total power are most likely following our AC power consumption, and at around 7 a.m. in the morning, since we trying to create some artificial discomfort, we force all the AC unit set point to be 18 degrees, so we can observe a sharp increase of the AC unit power consumption in that time. And after about 2 hours, our occupants have some reaction like too cold for them, so they turn it off. All the ACs are turned off around 9 o'clock. And at 12 p.m., we turn on again and set the temperature about 26 degrees. Actually, for this house, the occupant feel it's okay for 26, so normally they don't try to adjust it down. But we can observe at about 2 p.m. our AC energy consumption increased again. I think this is due to the climate, since at that time it's the hottest time of the day. So our power consumption increased a little bit. And for the lighting power, we can only observe a little bit lighting consumption in the early morning and during night, the very, very small amount. And for the plug load power, we only can see a big increase around the 11:30 p.m. during the night. We didn't have this kind of detailed question asking what they are doing. So for this one, we don't know what actually caused this one, but I guess this may be due to the water heater tank for some domestic hot water, since that's the biggest consumer among all the plug load. This is a weekend day where we did nothing, and they just freely control their house. And we can see around 10:30 a.m. they turn on the AC, and we don't know how many they turned on. And then they turn off, turn on again, just based on how comfortable they would like. And one different thing we can see, observe the plug load energy consumption increased much more than the weekdays. This is kind of reasonable since we have more TV use, computer use, and maybe washing and laundry, anything may happen more during the weekends since everybody are in the house. During the weekdays, there are only the nanny with 2 kids occupying the house during the daytime, and in the weekends there are 3 adults and 2 kids occupy the house. So this also may due to the occupancy level increase. And similarly, we can observe a sharp increase for the plug load consumption also during the night time, but this time is around 9:30. So we can see some similarities between these two power consumption profile between the weekday and the weekends. This will give us some insight about how the normal residential families consume power in Qatar, Doha, in this hot climate zone. And this one is our survey feedback reported by majorly there are 2 occupants give us feedback. One is a house lady, the other is a nanny. The nanny stay in the house for all day and take care of the 2 kids, sorry. And the lady, she went to work during the daytime and come back after work and during the weekends. So we can see this is their reported about the perception about thermal comfort in this house. We collected total about 120 feedbacks from these 2 occupants. And this is a summarize about we are using the 7-point scale to quantify their perception about thermal comfort, which is based on the ASHA standards. So we have hot, warm, slightly warm, neutral, slightly cool, and cold. We can see most likely they felt either a little bit cold or a little bit hot. For the neutral, we didn't observe a lot of neutral feelings. And this is the 2 bar showed us. And the blue line is for the occupant 1. It represents the temperature, when the average temperature when she feels when she felt warm. So I collected all the temperatures she felt warm and get the average number for the temperature. We can see overall for these occupants with the dropping temperature, she reported she felt cooler and cooler. So this is very natural and for human. But for another occupants, I think it's the nanny, we didn't observe any clear correlation between the average temperature and her report about the thermal comfort perception. So this means temperature is not only the factor affect her perception about the thermal comfort, and based on her work property, I think her activity level also play an important role in this. This one is about their satisfaction level about the thermal comfort. We can see for the occupants one, most likely she always feel not very satisfied with the thermal comfort in the house, and for the other occupants, she intend to feel satisfied with the thermal comfort. Okay. This is the reported actions they took when they feel uncomfortable for the thermal comfort. So for the nanny, most likely turn on off AC is the biggest option for her, and otherwise she tended to open or close the windows to adjust the thermal environment for her own comfort, and for the other occupants, turn on off AC, most likely she will do that, and the second option for her is put on more clothes, or so this show that for different people they have different options to overcome the discomfort, and these options may give quite a little bit different impact on our energy consumption of this house. So for the relative humidity level and the indoor air quality level, based on their feedbacks, they always feel right for these two parameters. They also agree with the sensor reading that we collected. The CO2 level is a little bit higher during the night time, but most likely they are under the standard values we consider is safe or clean for the human. And for the relative humidity, based on our observation, is between 45 to 67 in this range, and most likely they reported they feel is right. Okay, this is about the visual comfort for these two occupants. We can see for the first occupants, she intended to feel always kind of dim in the house, and for the other one, she feel is kind of too bright for her. And for the nanny, she did nothing to improve her visual comfort. Like even she felt it's always a little bit bright for her, she didn't do anything for this. But for the lady of the house, most likely also she also did nothing to do this, because she always intended to feel steam. But otherwise she will adjust the curtain of the house to improve her visual comfort. Also, other options are turn on off light and open the windows. So these are just a preliminary results analysis for our experiment. This one, firstly, to provide supplemental support for our previous topic, like human factors. Building occupants factors play an important role in the building energy consumption and indoor comfort. So for the modeling and all the energy efficiency approaches we are trying to apply in the later research, we need to take occupants as the input. It's quite necessary, no matter for the building design phase or building operation. Secondly, this power consumption profile or this feedback summarize, they can provide reference for residential house power use pattern in Qatar, which is quite unique for this climate zone. It also gives insights for us to understand the human preference regarding their comfort level and satisfaction. Finally, this reviews clearly interactions among the three elements for the occupants' energy-related behaviors and their indoor comfort level, and also the energy consumption of this house. So, thank you very much.